Flesh and Blood, a card game that has some of the most expensive cards in the world, with some cards and tournament decks going for thousands of dollars. For this reason, people mistakenly think the game is too expensive to play. We are gonna prove them wrong. In this series, we create some of the most powerful budget decks that are able to win events for the price of some pocket change. Welcome to Budget Bonkers. Hello everyone and welcome to Budget Bonkers episode 2. Today it's Dash time. Dash is a hero that goes wide with a lot of boost attacks. Boost is a mechanic where you can banish the top card of your deck. If it's a mechanologist card, the attack gains go again. This mechanic allows us to consistently build massive combat chains and overwhelm our opponents. This list specifically focuses on creating a massive combat chain with cheap boost cards and finishing with a massive Overblast. The first thing to look at when playing Dash is the items. Dash's hero ability lets us put a mechanologist item with cost 2 or less in the arena at the start of the game. Usually you would put a Techlopowner into play, but after some playtesting we landed on Hyperdriver. This item gives us an additional resource the first time we boost each turn. It ensures we have enough pitch for our massive combat chains and landing that huge Overblast. The core of the deck is cheap boost attacks. We run a total of 24 0 and 1 cost attacks to enable our main win con Overblast. If we can boost 3 times before playing it, it is an 8 for 2 and can often catch our opponents by surprise. To consistently enable this strategy, we run Rainbows of T-Bone and 0 to 60 as our 0 cost boost cards, Rainbows of Zipper Hit and High Speed Impact for the 1 cost cards, and because we play Hyperdriver, we get access to another rainbow of technically 1 cost cards in the form of Jumpstart. This card is basically a second rainbow of Zipper Hit for the first 3 turns of the game. To fill out the deck we add a couple high value 2 cost attacks because the mechanologist pool is still very limited at this time. Red Throttle is a 6 attack boost card that can be a popper against Prism and Romai when we need it. Payload is an additional endgame win con while also being a popper. Scramble Pulse has insane value against decks with a lot of equipment block like Kasai and Bravo if we start the chain with it. As our last card we run a single copy of Rotary Ram. This card is a bit of a flex slot, so feel free to replace this with another mechanologist card of your choice. For the equipment, we run Teklo Plasma Pistol as our weapon, Hope Merchant's Hood, Vest of the First Fist, Goliath Gauntlet and Achilles Accelerator. Teklo Plasma Pistol is a weapon of choice here. It's the most consistent and flexible option and plays well with the leftover pitch we generate. Hope Merchant's Hood is a powerful budget equipment that can fix a bad hand for us. Since we don't want the game to go too long, being able to fix a single bad hand can mean the difference between winning and losing. Vest of the First Fist is our way of truly enabling our biggest turns. This chest piece can single-handedly pay for our Overblast or payload. Goliath Gauntlet is 2 extra damage on demand. You can activate it on any attack that costs 2 or more. Activate it as early as possible in aggro matchups, but save it for a big combo turn against slower mid-range decks. Achilles Accelerator is the best leg piece for Dash. It's an extra pistol attack on a pivotal turn and has built-in arcane barrier. For the sideboard we have Ironhide Helm, Ironhide Gauntlet, Ironhide Legs, Nullrune Hood and Nullrune Gloves. The triple of Ironhide is against Benji. Bringing 3 Ironhide equipment means you can block 6 total damage with a single blue pitch, while working around Benji's unblockability clause. Nullrune Hood and Nullrune Gloves are brought against Kano or the Emperor. As you may have noticed, we run only commons and rares in the deck, making this one of the cheapest, yet still highly competitive decks you can build in Flesh and Blood right now. When comparing card market lowest pricing, the entire deck can be built for only €1.14, since every card is below 5 cents. But since we're only running commons and rares, you could get most, if not all of the cards from your LGS and local meta for free. Now that's what I call a budget bonker. So for gameplay we have this match against Reinar. They won the die roll and they choose to go first. In our starting hand we see 3 0 to 60s and an Overblast. Would be nice if we could keep the Overblast. They're rolling Scab Skins, they roll a 3, so only 1 action point. They decide to crack their Gambler's Glove and roll 3 again, which is quite unfortunate for them. And they decide to fire an E-Strike with buffed power. So I should have just blocked with the third 0 to 60 as well, but I wanted to keep a 0 cost attack card. We draw a blue High Speed Impact and a yellow Jumpstart. So I think we are going to looking to preserve the Overblast, because we can only boost twice this turn before playing the Overblast. So we're looking to load the Tecloplasma pistol, and then attack with Jumpstart and 0 to 60, and then the pistol for a nice 10 damage with 3 cards. Our opponent only blocks the pistol with the crown, which is fine. They're going to 12, and we arsenal this Overblast. Now we'll see if our opponent can deal us 19 damage on a 5-card hand. So they're rolling Barkbone, they roll a 1, so they don't get any resources, which is quite unfortunate for them. They play a Sand Sketched Plan. This could be very scary for us. So they discard an Alpha Rampage, which we are glad to see go. So they're coming in with Pulping. At this point I figured they can't really kill us, and I don't block any of the damage they're sending at us, so we can pump everything into a big combo turn. And then another Pulping, don't care. So looking at this turn, we are going to crack the Gauntlet. I'm looking to load the pistol first, because we get an extra resource from Hyperdriver. And in hindsight, I should have attacked with the red Jumpstart first and then the yellow one to present 2 breakpoints. So we would guarantee the vest hit. Their opponent elects only to block with Skepskins. We're happy to see an equipment piece go already. Then we come in with the high speed impact for 3. If our opponent lets this hit, the next Jumpstart will come in with Dominate. Now we play the Jumpstart, it's a 5 for 1 with Go Again and Dominate. And our Overblast will come in for 8. Opponent at 5, so they are forced to block this. So they block with an E-Strike, taking 2, going to 3, play our Overblast. So they're forced to block with at least 2 cards from hand. They only block with 1 card, and they play a Reckless Swing. So they block 7 out of 8 damage, but our opponent is at 3. So we crack our Achilles Accelerator to gain an extra action point, and we come in with Lethal with the pistol. And that's GG. So to recap that turn, we came in with a yellow Jumpstart for 6 Go Again, then a yellow High Speed Impact for 3 Go Again, then a red Jumpstart for 5 Go Again, then an Overblast for 8, and then we finish it off with a pistol for 2, for a total of 24 damage. As you can see, this deck packs quite a punch on a very low budget. Dash is a strong deck and one of the best picks in Blitz at the moment. It's a very consistent deck and can also block surprisingly well, making this a very versatile and consistent deck, so give it a try. Thank you for watching, make sure to leave a like and a comment, follow us on Twitter, and if you have any questions feel free to contact us on Discord. Goodbye and stay bonking.